Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is safe, and I welcome you all to Success Teaching Academy. My name is Vinod Kumar. About my experience, I have completed my master's in information technology, and I carry overall of 15 years IT experience, and I have 5 plus years of experience in online and offline teaching. And I have trained more than 100 students, and I've handled different batches on manual testing, automation testing with respect to Selenium, database testing, performance testing like JMeter, and API testing. I've handled batches on development course as well with respect to MuleSoft. So this presentation, this demo is all about manual testing and automation. The MuleSoft details will be given in other demo. I have experience in working in the top MNCs like Wipro, Cognizant, and I come from a different domain experience like banking sector, education, finance domains. Right now, the Success Academy is offering manual testing, automation testing with respect to Selenium, MuleSoft, which is a development course, and also an API testing. At a high level, because we cannot include all the course content in one slide, so I have captured very high level details of what we're going to cover as a manual testing. So we'll try to understand what is a testing actually. So why do we need testing and why it is so important with respect to software. We also understand how the projects are executed. So what is a software development life cycle and what are the different phases of SDLC? Same as like we have software development life cycle, even the testing is also having a life cycle which is called as software testing life cycle. So we'll try to understand what are the different phases of a software testing life cycle. Once the project is developed, once the project is ready, what are the phases which a project undergoes as a part of a testing life cycle? We also understand the different architectures of a software development and what are the different models that are available, right? Like agile, waterfall. We'll try to cover major concepts on the testing methodologies like black box, white box, and different approaches of to testing. Right, there are different approaches and different stages. We do test in different ways. We cover all those. And what are the different types of testing, like regression, functional, non-functional, reliability, compatibility, right? To work in the testing environment, right, there should be a plan first created. So senior folks will be creating a test plan and also an RTM. So we'll try to understand how we create these test plans and what is an importance of an RTM. So RTM stands for Requirement Traceability Matrix. So as the important roles and responsibilities of a tester is to create the test cases and manage the defects profiles and to execute the test cases. So we'll try to understand how these test cases are created. What is a test case? Why is it so important? Who creates these test cases? Correct. We also try to understand how we track those testing process and what is a bug actually, what is a bug life cycle, and how do we track those bugs. And once the testing is completed, so how do we report a testing closure document or a test summary report to your manager. And there are a lot of other contents as well. As I mentioned, it is not possible to put it up in a one slide, but yes, the detailed testing course or manual will be publishing. So when it comes to automation testing, we'll try to understand why the automation testing is required. So what is the advantages and disadvantages of automation testing? Do we really need the Java concepts in Selenium? Why Selenium is so popular in the market? Right? Do we have other automation tools as well, like QTP? Correct. So why everyone is behind this Selenium? So we'll try to understand the important component of Selenium, which is Selenium IDE. We try to understand what are its advantages and disadvantages. So what is Selenium WebDriver 3? So what is a Selenium and what is a WebDriver and what is this 3? So we'll discuss more about on this. So I have captured very few details on the slide. We have much more content to cover on Selenium, but as a high level, we'll be talking about the navigation methods, how to automate the radio button, how to automate those checkboxes, how to automate the auto suggestions, how to pick data from a drop down list, how do we upload a file using Selenium, drag and drop. So, what are the mouse over events, right? How do we automate those? Right click, left click, and what are the events which can be automated? What are the different synchronization methods, which are waits, external and internal? How do we take the screenshots and how do we take multiple screenshots? So what is the the error messages that we get and how do we capture those, and different types of exceptions available, exceptions occur while we do an automation. So how do we automate those multiple windows, parent and child windows? And when we are dealing with iframes, how do we deal with those iframes? So what are different types of XPaths are available? Like XPath, we have CSS as, which is a kind of a reading elements, finding their locations, finding their paths. So how do we automate the web tables available on the web pages, and what different types of logs? So we also understand what is a framework and what are different kinds of frameworks that are available in the market, and in the real time, what are the different frameworks that are executed. We'll try to understand what is a test ng here, what different kinds of elements with options available in test ng. We also understand what is a page object model. We try to understand how the suits are developed, suits are executed. So we'll be covering much more in detail, hands-on practice as well while we start off this course. So coming to prerequisites and who are the audience, right, for this particular course, the manual and automation. Someone who is having a basic knowledge of computer, right? They can also learn this course, and all they need is, if they want to join online, they should have an internet connection which has very good bandwidth, where it supports voice calls, right? And whoever wants to start their career into a testing field, so most of them might be already inquired about different courses in software, and they found testing as their career path, then for them this is the best one. If you're already a tester and you want to enhance your knowledge, you want to add up couple of more skill sets to your current skill, then this course would be a kind of a refreshment. And fresh graduates who are looking into an IT industry who just pass out from a college and wanted to get into an IT industry, I think this is the best route to start off your career. The people who are not interested towards the programming language and but still they want to get into an IT industry, the testing field is the best one for the people who are not interested towards the programming. The people who are already working into a non-IT sector, example might be a BPO, example it might be some kind of a daily routine jobs, operational kind of a job, but still wanted to move into IT. For those kind of professionals, the software testing course would be the best one. So why should you all join in my training sessions? So what is that catch here, right? Every institute or every other top institutes are giving training, correct? So what is the difference? What is that you get benefit out of my training session? Right? Once the training is completed, we don't leave the students, right? So we make sure that the student, once the course is completed, the resume preparation is done properly based on the experience, right? And everyone might be having a different doubts. Every profile is different, right? So one-to-one counseling is very important, where we're going to suggest you the best way of projecting yourself to the market. How should how should you present yourself to the market, right? So to understand how you should present yourself, the one-on-one counseling is very very important. The mock interviews, it is definitely helps you to clear the real-time interviews. So the mock interviews are something which is almost look alike real-time interviews. So we cover all the topics which are actually asked in the interviews. There will be a project where once the testing course is completed, you'll be working on a live project, which will be a simulation of your real-time project. As a tester, you should also understand what is a domain, why it is so important. Testing course itself will not give you a lucrative job, but a domain knowledge is important. As a tester, you should understand what is a domain and what are the different types of domain available and which domains have a lot of craze in the market. So we will be also covering a domain a training session which will help you to shortlist in most of the companies if you apply for. So before you hit the market, you should understand what is the current market situation, right? So we'll give you a brief understanding on the market and its current status so that you can plan accordingly. So once you landed in any of the job, right? So we make sure that you have very smooth onboarding process. We also guide you what is that required for the onboarding. What is the onboarding process? How it happens in real time? What are the documents that you need? What will happen once you join the company? What are the different types of questions you are going to face? Different kinds of situation you're going to face. So we'll give you a kind of a training which will help you to continue your job for a couple of months without any problem. Once the course is completed, we make sure that you have enough practice sessions. You already covered some kind of assessments which will boost up your confidence in clearing the interviews. So these are all very important points post the training is completed, where everyone should be a part of it. So in comes to trainings, we offer online and offline as well. So we are planning to have a demo on 13th of January. and the timing would be 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And we're going to publish the meeting invite in the description where you all can join. Once the session is completed, the demo session, there is a question and answers where whatever questions you have with respect to subject or with respect to your how you need to learn it, what way you need to learn it. So any questions if you have, you can call the specific number mentioned in the description. Or there is a Q&A session which happens from 9 a.m. to 9:30 on the same day. You can ask your questions as well. If you need any further discussions on the course, you want to know timings for weekends and weekdays, or any such doubts, please call the number which is mentioned in the description. I really appreciate your time and efforts. And thank you very much for attending this. Looking forward for you to join in my course and have a successful career. Thank you.